All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. More trade news going down in the NBA. The offseason is here. The draft is tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff going on. The Wizards and Pelicans make a deal, sending Jordan Poole to New Orleans, and CJ McCollum is going to Washington. A bunch of whole other things. We're going to talk all about this trade here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos on the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn notifications, do all that stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Link to my Twitter and all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So this news broke while I was making my mock draft video, which maybe you've seen already, maybe you're gonna see later. But I did my NBA mock draft video for tomorrow's draft, and while I was making that video, this trade news broke. Yeah, Shams and Tris Haynes both reported it, but the trade is Pelicans are trading CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and the 40th overall pick in tomorrow's draft. Yeah, trade that kind of came out of nowhere. We're going to talk all about it. Trade news is kind of breaking now. We got the Kevin Durant trade on Sunday. Last night, we got the Anthony Simons and Drew Holiday swap. You can go check that out. I recapped that trade as well. And now today, we got this one. Trade news, the offseason is happening here. Let's talk about this trade from the Pelicans side, first of all. For the Pelicans, you bring in Jordan Poole. You get rid of CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk. And for New Orleans, they got Drew Dumars in there now as the new GM. And they're kind of a question mark of like, what's going to happen this offseason? Are they trying to retool and trying to keep this team competitive? Are they rebuilding? Are they trading Zion? Are they trading Trey Murphy? Are they trading DeJounte? Who are they bringing in? Are they keeping the band together? What's going to happen? They have the 7th overall pick. Like, just a lot of kind of up in the air. And now maybe with this trade, maybe we see a little bit of a direction. Jordan Poole, you bring him in. He is a little bit expensive. Still got a couple years left in his deal. But Poole had a really good year last year in Washington. After his first year in Washington, didn't really work out well. Kind of was still trying to figure out his role and adjusting to the new situation. Last year was pretty good. I mean, gave you 20 points per game, 4.5 assists, shot a career high from 3, shot 37% on about 9 attempts per game. He had a pretty good year. He had some big moments, big shot making. And now you bring him to New Orleans, a team that has, well, structure, a lot more structure than Washington, we'll say that. But now he's kind of more in a defined role in New Orleans where he doesn't have to be the number one in Washington. They're still trying to think, is he the future of this team? Is he just a pit stop? Like, what is it with Washington? Now in New Orleans, you put him next to Zion, where he could be another ball handler. He's younger. He just turned 26 a couple days ago. So you get younger with this trade. You bring him in next to Zion and Trey Murphy, a guy that can space the floor, but that can also maybe create on the perimeter. Something that, well, they've had before, but maybe not something they had in such a young guy in Poole at the guard position, especially perimeter centric at the guard position. And I think you also bring in Saddiq Bey, who missed all of last year due to an ACL injury. The idea of Saddiq Bey of a 3-and-D wing, you can always use some more of those guys in the 40th overall pick, get another second round pick in there. But I think it's a good trade for New Orleans. They get younger. They probably were gonna have to trade CJ McCollum anyway because he was on the last year of his deal. I was really shocked they didn't trade him at the trade deadline last year. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to make a move with this team at some point in this offseason. And I guess bearing in Jordan Poole, maybe thinking like, hey, Jordan Poole is probably the best player we could get for CJ McCollum type of guy. And I mean, I like the way he fits into New Orleans. I think it's a good move for the Pelicans. For the Wizards side, very interesting. Jordan Poole was a guy that was his name was thrown out a little bit here and there, but I didn't know if anything was actually going to happen with him, and it does. They get cheaper with this trade, taking out Jordan Poole's contract. McCollum and Olynyk, I think, are both on expiring deals. So you get cheaper, and Sean's even reported that now this frees up. They're going to have a lot of cap space in 2026, so maybe they feel like after next year, we're going to have a good nucleus of young talent, and maybe we can attract a big name to come here. I don't think that's probably going to work, but that's what maybe they're thinking. And I think maybe bringing in McCollum and Olynyk could be something that maybe they're flip McCollum at the trade deadline. Maybe they hope that they bring in CJ. He has a good first half of the season, then they can flip him at the deadline for something more. Maybe this is a reroute type of trade where they bring him in now, and maybe they hope that the name of, kind of like what I said yesterday with the Blazers with Drew Holiday, where they hope the name of CJ McCollum maybe can intrigue someone that's right there to be like, you know what, we'll take CJ if they can get something else for him, which is what the Wizards look like they're doing. I mean, last year at the trade deadline, they acquired Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton for similar reasons, where it looks like at the trade deadline, they're going to try to build their value, but maybe at the trade deadline, flip them off. Flip them to another team, not flip them off. That's crazy. but flip them and get some assets for them. Maybe they think they can do the same with CJ McCollum, but CJ McCollum is still good. Like CJ McCollum, I love CJ McCollum. He's still really good. He had a really good stretch last year near the middle of the season for New Orleans. He's still a really good player. It's just interesting if the Wizards went down this route with Jordan Poole, where I'm not saying they would have got a superstar package, 5 first-round picks, and your best young player. I'm not saying that level, but I think maybe they could have got something more concrete to the right now of Washington and maybe the future of Washington than getting a guy in CJ who's probably not going to be there past February. You know, and Kelly Olynyk as well. They can do the same thing because I think a lot of teams are being infatuated with what Kelly Olynyk can do. So it's very interesting by the Wizards. You know, an interesting strategy by them. Maybe they just really believe that with their 6th overall pick in this year's draft, that they're gonna get a guy that can really help, and maybe another guard. Maybe they do. They're gonna take a Trey Johnson or a Jeremiah Fears or something, or maybe there's another move coming that we don't know, or someone's gonna drop that we don't know. That maybe they want to give them the keys to the offense and not have Jordan Poole's money and contract around. Maybe they don't think Jordan Poole is the future of this Wizards team. Obviously, I mean, they traded him. So, yeah, very interesting move by Washington. Again, for New Orleans, I like it. I don't mind it. I mean, trading 2 guys that you're probably going to have to trade away anyway to get a good young player. You know, so I think that's a good move for New Orleans. We'll see what these teams do for the rest of, free agency and stuff. Let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about this trade for both sides and what you're thinking about it. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn on notifications, doing all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.